Hello everybody, my name is Debbie Gibson and I'm a demonstrator in Oshawa, Ontario, Canada, and I'm thrilled to be partaking in this today with all of you. I know you've been watching a lot of wonderful demonstrations, so now let's show you what I'm about to do here. So for today, I am going to be using the Faith Collection stamp set and dies. And these are an online exclusive, so you will not find them in the Celebration catalog, but you will find them on your on the website under online exclusives. They just happen to have come out all at the same time. So, okay, let's get started. Sorry, I'm losing my voice here. Okay, so I'm bringing in my trimmer. And I'm going to be bringing in a piece of fresh freesia cardstock, and I'm going to cut it at 5.5 by 8.5. By cutting it like this, you actually get an extra card base for another card for another time. Then I'm going to score it at 4.25. Make sure you don't cut with the cutting tool there, but the scoring one. Put that aside for a moment. Then I'm going to bring in a piece of my bubble bath, and I'm going to cut it at 4 by 5.25. Put that aside for a moment. I'm going to bring in a piece of basic white, and I'm going to cut this at 3 3/4 by 5, and I'm going to cut 2 of those. There's 1, and there's 2. I'm going to also bring in a piece of my excuse me, my bubble bath. I'm going to cut it at 3/4 by about 3.25. I think I did it about 3.25. Let me just check on my other card here. Yes, 3.25, even 3 inches actually. So 3/4 by 3 inches. Oops. I'm going to set that aside for a moment. Okay, so now one of my pieces of the basic white, I'm going to stamp first of all. And I'm using this one right here. I'm going to stamp it with my garden green. I'm going to not put it right near the top, but sort of closer to the bottom so that my sentiment can go on near the top there. Maybe about there. Not. And I'll close this up so I don't stick my hand in it. Clean this off. Okay, then what I want to do is bring in my die cut. And what I'm going to do is use the cross. I'm going to just tape it down onto my cross here. Make sure I get it. Sorry if my head's in the way there. to bring in my little cut and emboss machine here. That aside for a moment. There we have the cross cut out. Just put this back in here so I don't lose track of where it is. Okay, then I decided that I really like the look of it when I embossed this. So I'm going to emboss it now. And I'm using the Starstruck, and this is the free embossing folder that you get from Celebration when you have a qualifying order. I do need to bring in my larger machine for this one. There we go. Back down out of the way. So you can see how it looks really nice when it's been embossed. Okay, put that aside for a moment, and I'm going to bring in, I have it here, just have to find it, there it is, a piece of my window sheet, and I need to cut it at 2 3/4 by 3. Oops, something's on that. There we go. Okay, so 2 3/4 by 3. Bring this back in, turn it over, and I'm going to glue just around the edges of my window sheet. Whoops. I'm going to put that over top of my cross. You guessed it, we're making a shaker card. Oops. Then I'm going to bring in my embossing buddy, and I like to just give that a little bit of a white to take the static off. Then let's bring in the foam adhesive strips, and ever so carefully we're going to go around the cross. And these adhesive strips are nice because they do allow you to move them around like this and shape it. See if I can just use the one strip. That would be great, actually. There, and then I just took that extra little piece off, put it back on. There. Now this is coming up. I'm going to see if I can get it to stay on just for now. Then I'm going to bring in the itty bitty bokeh mix. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that properly or not. And put some of these in the middle, trying to avoid getting them stuck on the adhesive strip. You can use as many or as few as you like for doing this. Oh, I see one got onto the strip. Okay, I think that's what I'll use there. A few strays there, that's okay. Now, this is the tricky part. Might as well just take this off because it's coming off anyway. Now, some of them are stuck on top, I see. I wanted to use more this time than I did with my previous card when I was trying this out, because I thought it would look much nicer with more in it. But bear with me for a minute while I just get them off the foam strip here. It's not too bad, actually. I'll just see if I can get this one off. Okay, now something I also like to do, it's not necessary, but I do like to just add just a little bit of glue up on top of the strip. Like I said, it's not necessary because the strip will work, but I just prefer to put just a little extra strength with it with some glue on top. Whoops, I've got these little itty bitty things all over me now. Okay, then I'm going to bring in my second piece and try to line it up at the top, first of all. And then hopefully I can get it to just lay down exactly there. That looks pretty good, actually. I'm going to hold that down just for a moment, just for everything to stick. Push these are here, let's see if I can just move these away while that's sticking. Okay. Flip it over, and yes, I really do like how that one looks there. So you can see you have a shaker card already. And there's a lot in there, so that's great. The other thing I like to do is now, you could, if you want, you could put dimensionals to keep this all raised up. But for myself, because it is full of these little gems here, I'm going to put some glue just on the inside edges now of my card and glue that down. That way, none of those are going to escape on us. If by chance they should come, anything should come loose. There. Okay, and then I'm just going to kind of hold that for a moment. So everything is sealed right inside. So I've really done sort of double duty on sticking everything down and keeping those inside. Like I said, you don't have to do this. You could put dimensionals, but I just decided I wanted to do it that way. Okay, I'll put that aside for a moment. And where did I Here we go. Bone folder. Okay, so my bubble bath is going to go onto my fresh freesia. I thought this was just a real nice spring looking card with all the spring colors, as we're in the, not quite the middle of winter, but we're into winter now. It's nice to think about spring for those of us that don't care so much for winter anymore. Okay, then I'm going to glue this one down using my Tombow. Onto here. Just hold that down for a moment, just so that everything does seal up good. Looks good. Okay. Going to bring in now my stamp, and I've chosen to use Let Your Faith Be Bigger Than Your Fears. You can use any of them that you would like to use. And I thought Berry Burst would look very nice because the Berry Burst in there and the bubble bath, everything just blends in. That's one of the things I really like about Stampin' Up! Is I love how everything matches. Okay, close that up. Okay, I'm doing this in little bits and pieces kind of thing. So I'm going to put this on first so that we don't lose track of it. Put that right about there. Coming together. Not quite finished yet though. Then I'm going to bring in this beautiful Fresh Freesia ribbon, which is also from Celebration, and again with a qualifying order you will get this for free. Make a little bow. I just want a small bow, so I tend to like to make bows with a fork, especially when they're smaller ones. There we go. Bring my little ribbon, my little snips that I have special paired just for cutting ribbon. And a glue dot. I'm going to put my little bow just right up about there. Okay. One more thing that I would like to do is I'll put the card to the side again for a moment and bring back my stamp set and these flowers. Okay, just a little scrap because that's all I need for this. A Memento Black. Whoops, nice. Get back here. that was the single flower, and this is the double. Okay, leave those for now. And I want to bring in, this is my light daffodil Delight blender blend. And I just want to give a little bit of color just kind of around the edges using my blend for these Easter lilies. And the same with the smaller one. So I'm not coloring it, I'm just basically highlighting just around the edges of the petals. Sorry, I have a frog in my throat here. Here we go. Bring back these. And I want to use my embossing machine to cut these guys out. They're small enough that I can do the two of them on at the same time here. But I like to put this post-it note tape on them just to hold them in place. Oops, actually I think that one slipped a little bit in my moving around here. Just a second. This guy's not quite on there right. There we go. Didn't quite have it all the way through. Okay, going to bring the card back in now and place these on a dimensional. I think I'll use the mini dimensionals for these. Put a couple on the big one and a couple on each of the smaller ones here. These ones, the paper just doesn't want to come off as easily. There it goes. Okay. Whoop. Oh boy, where'd that go? Oh, here it is. It got stuck to my take your pick tool. So I'm going to put one of them right there and the double ones just up about there. So there is your shaker card. And if you like, you could always put on just a little dot of glue however many you like. Maybe one there, let's say one there. And then bring in a little itty bitty mix again. And there happens to be these beautiful, beautiful looking to me like they're bubble bath color. Maybe even the fresh freesia, kind of a combination in between the two. But they're very, very pretty. Whoop. There we go. And there is your shaker card. And you can see I put lots in there like I was showing you earlier, just so you can see just how really pretty that has turned out. And of course, don't forget, you can do the inside as well. Bring in a piece of my white, my basic white. I'm going to cut it at 4 by 5 1/4. It'll go on the inside. Now what we can also do is you could stamp these leaves. Let's do that. With the garden green. Oops. Okay, I know I'm going to stick. Let's try this. So I don't get my hand all inky right now. Okay, and then let's do maybe one like that. And you could even stamp it off and do one coming off. Sorry, I might have been off the camera doing that, but I stamped off to get the lighter shade. And then we'll glue that inside. That leaves you lots of space for the greeting of whatever you would like to put on your card there. Looks like I got a little bit of ink right there from my thumb. Okay, so that is your card. I just want to wipe, see if I can get that ink off so it doesn't go on my card. So there is your shaker card. I hope you would like that. And I will also show you, actually, sorry, so that I don't lose track of these, I do want to get them put back into the case. Okay, so you have this card that we made today with the inside, and a few other things that I have made is I made a bookmark. I thought that was kind of fun, and again I used the Fresh Freesia ribbon from Stampin' Up. I made this card using heat embossing, and heat embossing on the inside. And I made this card using the different die cuts as well. And I decided I would also make a little treat box using the book ones, book boxes, I should say. I kept it simple because I just wanted it to relay a little Easter message, and at Easter I will fill it. with some Easter treats. So those are the other things that I have gone ahead and done using the Faith collection. Move those out of the way for a moment. And these are the instructions. If you want to take a snapshot of that, those are the instructions for the card that I made today. Might even bring it a little bit closer, might be easier for you to read it up here. Okay, and this is a collection of the things that I've used. And I have put down that the Starburst embossing folder and the Fresh Fraser Ribbon from Celebration are available for free when you place a qualifying order. Okay, so those are the items and the numbers of where you can find them from. I hope everybody enjoyed that, and thank you very much for letting me be a part of all of this fun. Have a wonderful day, and we'll talk soon. Bye now.